Jimmy Hoffa. He's been a story for decades. We all know that he died. We're all pretty sure it was murder, and they hid the body. What the mystery was, we didn't know who did it, or the why, or who ordered it. You know, that whole mystery. What's the story? Because crime families back in the day here in the U.S. are the cartels now. So we're looking at two suspects. Gabe Brigilio, in old age, has finally done an interview after decades of silence, saying he did not do it and to speak about it. And then we have Frank Sheeran, who did finally confess to it in old age and has died of cancer. I should say that confession came as he was dying of cancer.
He has kept his mouth shut since 1975. And now the last Jimmy Hoffa suspect who remains alive, Gabe Brigilio, is breaking his silence to Fox News.
You're the last official suspect in the Jimmy Hoffa case.
And I wish that they really get it through their mind to X me out of that and say that it's impossible. Because I have all of the proof in the world that I wasn't even involved in anything. And what I was doing. What I said I was doing.
That day.
So as he's speaking on this,
Possible.
we're seeing the believe me look.
Because I have all of the proof in the world that I wasn't even.
When he says, we have all the proof in the world, or he has all the proof in the world, he looks over and down to his side. So he's motioning to an actual proof thing, his body is. And it's not stiff, it's fluid.
Involved in anything. And what I was doing. What I
And what I was doing. And that is like a swinging motion. It's not positive, negative, or any of that nature because the body dips down to one side and then comes back up like it's a swing. And what I was doing. So it flowed. In other words, he was in a routine. It was life in general. The body is saying it was not involved in that area. He was doing his normal thing.
said I was doing.
That day was July 30th, 1975, when Jimmy Hoffa was last seen getting into a car outside the Marcus Red Fox restaurant just outside Detroit. He was believed headed to a mob meeting with Detroit mob street boss Anthony Tony Jack Giacalone and New Jersey Genovese crime family capo Anthony Tony Provenzano. Hoffa wanted his job back as president of the Teamsters, but Tony Pro and the Mafia were against it, and Hoffa, who did not back down, paid with his life. Gabe is now 84 years old, a retired Teamsters official who has lived under suspicion for decades. The FBI Hoffa file called him, quote, a trusted associate of Tony Pro, reported by Newark source to be involved in the actual disappearance of JRH, James Riddle Hoffa. It was said he, quote, waited to ambush Hoffa and was, quote, the second suspected hitman.
Did you kill Jimmy Hoffa?
No way in a million years.
Were you part of the squad?
So it gets a direct question. Did you kill Hoffa? No way in a million years. See a side head tilt, the believe me look plastered on his face. No way in a million years. It's like, okay, this guy likes to portray.
Mob guys who killed Jimmy Hoffa.
No way in a million years.
The claim that he was came from an FBI.
And then on the side view until it cuts to the front, we see the negative. We still see the believe me look.
FBI mob informer, Ralph Picardo, who was serving time in prison for murder. But Gabe says Picardo made up what he told the FBI because he desperately wanted to get out of prison.
He would lie if he could throw his mother into the thing.
The feds took Picardo's story and used it to subpoena Gabe and the other suspects to the Hoffa grand jury in Detroit. Gabe was put in a lineup, but no witness identified him.
In Detroit, did you take the Fifth Amendment?
No.
You never took the Fifth?
Nope.
That's all. Everything I read says you took the Fifth.
I never took the Fifth. Why should I take the Fifth?
Why should I take the Fifth? So we have the shoulders come up and we see the elbow fly out on one side. Why should I take the Fifth? And as he continues,
I have nothing to hide.
He's bringing his chin up, telescoping his way towards the interviewer.
Why should I take the Fifth?
And he's constantly repeating it. He's tight. And to me, it's kind of like, all right, it seems to be a dueling mentality here because we see some truth in the beginning of that. And then towards the end of it, we still see the stiffness through the body. Say, okay, and this is where you make a choice. Is his, why should I take the Fifth? Elicits the mind to think about, why would he take the Fifth? And there may be things, as many of you know the mobster stories, that he probably would take the fifth on. And then you got the duality of the mind talking, well, this is about Hoffa. Why would I take it? Because he didn't kill Hoffa. So it would appear in that mindset, definitely telling the truth.
Were you a member of the Genovese crime family?
No, no way.
You weren't? Come on. Everyone thinks you're a mob guy.
I don't care. They can all think what they want to think. I wasn't.
And then I wasn't, and you've got the believe me look. He's got lines etched in his forehead from years of the believe me look. So, stress, a very long life of stress.
Gabe's brother, Sal Briguglio, was a suspected mob hitman who some think killed Hoffa. But Gabe says that's impossible because Sal was in the dentist chair in New Jersey.
He went to a periodontist.
A periodontist?
Yeah.
He had gum problems?
Gum problems, yep.
He's supposed to be at the Marcus Red Fox picking up Jimmy Hoffa.
He's a good guy. He might be a magician.
Did the FBI ever ask about that?
Never. They never asked me anything about where I was. Never, not even once.
Wait. That's the most important thing.
That's right.
They never asked you where you were
Nope.
when Jimmy Hoffa disappeared?
Nope. Never did.
As for Ralph Picardo, he got his reward, sprung from prison and put in the witness protection program. But as the feds rolled him out in other cases, he was eventually exposed as a fraud. Court documents call Picardo a pathological liar, off the wall, crazy. Last year, his FBI Hoffa case agent admitted that he, quote, would not believe a word that Picardo said, including the A and the. And in 1981, Picardo accused President Ronald Reagan's nominee for Labor Secretary, Raymond Donovan, of taking bribes. But federal prosecutors were forced to admit that Picardo made that up, too.
They gave him a pass on a murder,
Right.
on his murder conviction.
That's right.
And they put him in the witness protection program.
Yeah. And paid him.
For
For.
guessing.
That's right.
As for the day Hoffa disappeared, Gabe says he was playing cards at the Union Hall in New Jersey and paid for new aluminum siding on his house.
I knew what I was doing because I know that day, I can't forget it, I won $600 that day.
You played cards.
Oh, yeah.
You dealt with the aluminum siding guy.
And that's why I was home.
And then you were home that
and
night.
I was all during that time. I was home that night and everything.
On July.
He was home that night and everything. For the first time, this part of the believe me look relaxes. And he opens up and he throws his hand out there. That's his evidence. I would say, obviously, I agree with him. The other guy that we're going to get to has more reasons. Now, this is Frank Sheernan. Him and Hoffa were besties. They were buddies. And through this, we find out that when he was ordered to kill Hoffa, you did not say no. If you said no, or if you did not, you would be, as they called it, down under. You went on a vacation to Australia as the person that you were told to go kill. That also would go with the psychological mindset. He's dying of cancer. He wants to confess to killing his best friend to get it and clear his conscience. That mentally would make sense to me. But let's watch and see what the body says about it. As you can see right off the get-go, we've got the believe me look anyway.
Why would you not want to whack somebody inside a car?
Well, back to your body, when the person dies in the car, the extremes go into the whole street, everything else is.
He seems to be a gentleman, too, that has had a lot of stress in his life. So the believe me look is still there, but even the eyebrows start to furrow in as he talks to explain why you wouldn't want to kill somebody inside of a car.
And on top of that, you clean yourself, your valves go out, and all that goes into the upholstery, and the car is useless too.
Yeah.
It's in the chemicals of the body dying, which is what it's told me, goes into the seam, and then you can never use the car again.
Yeah.
If they die in that car.
Chucky had no idea what was going on.
No, he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. He had no idea because he would not be a part of something like that.
Yeah.
But he was there back as far as my own personal thing.
So we see a little rise of one side of the eyebrow. He was there, and you can hear that he's stuttering. So the mind is having a hard time getting through this. I don't know what kind of cancer he had, judging by the spot that's up high on his forehead, melanoma, but that's just a guess, and melanoma can go everywhere. Obviously, he died from it. But when you have a mind that's struggling to function, it's not being deceptive. It's not trying to make things up, because there's different mindsets in this. It's just trying to get out a story, and it's stuttering. So his brain obviously isn't firing on all 4 cylinders.
I think he's very lucky that he's still alive, but he must have had a rabbi somewhere. But no way we had anything to do with it.
So there's no way the negative starts to lead. Remember what we've said about leading. The negative leads in the head shake. He finishes it off verbally. The furrow comes back down. It starts to relax. So that believe me look that's been plastered up there relaxes just a wee bit. But the furrow is there as he's telling you his truth. Self-reflection. And FYI, it is very hard for a mind that is damaged like his is when it's trying to stutter things out to be deceptive. If he were to try and deceive us or his audience in general, and obviously he does have some condition that is messing with his functionality of his brain, we'd see a very long pause. We'd see a lot of stuttering, and it would be huge stutters. So extremely long pauses as the brain thinks it out, because it can't think effectively, and a huge stutters as it tries to get out a lie.
If you're going to do something and where people are going to be around, you want to, like if you walk in a place, or outside a place, you want noise. Anybody hears noise, they're going to hit the ground. They ain't going to remember nothing.
Gotcha.
They want that. The same if you do it in a restaurant. There's a lot of things they can do. If the people hear that thing, they're going to hit the floor. They ain't going to remember nothing. And you know, eyewitness identification has been proven by stats that is very erratic. And people's mind drag, they think it's very erratic. In the house, well, that's the terminology. If a guy's going to talk about he's going to do something, he's not going to say, I'm going to go out and whack this guy or some shit like that. You know, he just say you're in a house, but you know. Took the bodies to the incinerator.
Okay, and that was a funeral parlor?
Funeral parlor, yeah.
Okay, and how was the funeral parlor connected, supposedly, through?
They were friends of.
So here we are in a memory grab. We've got some damage. The best memories, the strongest memories that stick. They're not the most reliable, but they're the strongest memories, are emotional memories. And what does he access? He's accessing the emotional memories on this funeral parlor.
I believe they said we were friends of the people in Detroit. Oh, Jimmy was put into the incinerator.
Cremated.
Yeah.
So here we have an emotional memory about Jimmy Hoffa being cremated at the funeral home.
Okay. And that fits what Vital said to you later at the end at the Vesuvius.
Yes,
what did he say to you?
I should have joined him, yeah.
What did he say to you at the Vesuvius when they, according to...
I asked him, he said, we were talking about everybody, but general conversation with 8, 9 people.
This was Fat Tony Salerno, was there?
Yeah, we're walking up the street, yeah, and I'm walking up from Vesuvius restaurant, and I said about Jimmy, I said, to me, I said, there's a lot of shit. I said, it never should have happened. And he said, if I have my fucking way, I said, oh, no, the next time you'll see your friend will be the first snowstorm in Detroit. How you like that, Irishman? And I said, you know, fuck you.
Now, by the next snowstorm, he's talking about ashes.
Ashes.
In the...
Yeah.
Explain that to me, because a lot of people don't know about how you use ashes in the old days.
Well, they use ashes. They used to throw that in back of the wheels of the cars are stuck or trucks are stopped. And every day we just put that in with the cinders and all that after snowstorm. He's just being cute, you know. In other words, he knows my feeling about the thing, and he was just trying to pull my chain because I didn't like him, he didn't like me.
Yeah, and you're known as a tremendous Hoffa man.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
What can I say? I just do it for information. Hoffa took me out of a meat truck and the dance hall. Otherwise, I'd probably wouldn't be dance hall now. I'd be a little too over dancing. But he took me out and put me in the union. He gave me my start. He gave me my first charter.
So as he begins this too, you see the emotional memory access, the stuttering's becoming longer, and you hear the breath starting to come in. So this stuttering is associated more to an emotional feeling. I would have to say sadness and its rawness.
Gave me my first hearing. It's me. He's one of the best men I ever knew.
And you were hauling meat and you were working as a ballroom dance instructor. Show me the watch that he gave you.
He made a take that on August the 14th, 1974. He came in there to get...
October the 14th.
Yeah, a guest of honor. And it's engraved in the back.
Okay. It's got diamonds on it.
Yeah.
And then the ring, who gave you the ring?
From Russell, about 1972 in that area.
And it's loaded with diamonds,
yeah.
And gold.
Yeah.
And there's a $3 gold coin on it?
$3 gold.
And there's the watch. So there's both of them right on your left hand.
And he was another fine man, Russell, in my opinion. That's about all I had to say with it. Hoffa was my friend.
Hoffa was my friend. Even the eyebrows start to fall on that, the depression. Hoffa was my friend.
And the reason, according to what you understand, that anyone would want you to participate in it would be to put you on that side of the affair, rather than have you on the other side of the affair.
Definitely.
So basically he's telling him, we're going to kill your friend. You're going to do it. And that way his bestie is on that side. He does it. And we never have to worry about him coming after us or turning us over or any of this mess, because he's the one that's the trigger man. So again, we've got some damage to the brain. What, we don't know. So it takes him a little bit longer to finally catch up to what this gentleman is saying. The eyebrow on one side goes up. The emotional memory is engaged at the same time as he realizes what the question is implying, and he is agreeing. The brain engages. It agrees. The eyebrow goes up with the agreeance, and he turns the chair towards the interviewer because the interviewer has it correctly. And which is also why I agree that this is the gentleman that actually killed Jimmy Hoffa. And as you heard, that's what they do with the ashes. He's not buried anywhere. Nobody's ever going to find his body. They took his ashes, they put it in the snow where trucks roll over it, never to be found.
If you like it, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.